Yo, everybody, it's your boy Joseph here,
And Carlos,
and this is The
the
Passenger
passenger
Seat.
seat.
All right, welcome back, riders, to another week in the passenger seat. This week we have a interesting and sort of controversial topic. Carlos, you want to go ahead and tell the riders what we're going to be talking about this week?
Yes, so this week we're going to be talking about the Super Mario Brothers, and not exactly the video games, specifically the news that we heard last week about the upcoming movie in December 21st, 2022.
Yes,
And as
sir.
we want to talk a little bit about the studio itself, the casting, and obviously what our thoughts will be about the movie, what we want the outcome to be.
Yeah. Um, so, uh, you know, writers, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe on this video. It'll help our channel out a lot before we get into the topic. And that being said, let's just go ahead and jump in. So we know that the studio is well. First of all, Shigeru Miyamoto was the one who gave the news, right, on a Nintendo Direct, and he said that he was in close contact with the CEO of Illumination Studios, Chris Meledandri, and basically he just gave us a rundown of the cast. And I think we should go ahead and let our writers know this controversial announcement that stirred up the internet.
Uh, yes, definitely was one of the biggest parts that they announced. It was I don't even know if I could call it half and half. There was quite a few people who were upset about this, the choosing of the cast. I guess we'll start with the lesser known characters and we'll just go up. But it's been a week, so most people might know by now. Um, we'll start off with Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is playing Donkey Kong, which
Mhm.
I didn't think Donkey Kong was going to appear in the movie, but that's just me. I didn't think he was going to be there.
Yeah.
Um, I guess the next one after that would have to be Keegan. What's his name though? I
Uh,
forget.
it's Keegan Michael Key.
Keegan Michael Key. Okay.
Before you keep going with that, remember there's even lesser known characters than those people.
Really?
Yeah. So let me just interrupt you right here. Yeah. So we've got Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, but as well we have even these lesser known characters. We have Kevin Michael Richardson, which is gonna be playing who's gonna be playing a character called Kamek or Kamek. I don't know how you pronounce that. Uh, we had we have Fred Armisen, who's going to be playing Cranky Kong, and we have Sebastian Maniscalco, who's going to be playing Spike. Uh, just to throw those out there, I know that most people probably won't know these characters, and other than the ones we're actually going to mention.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I honestly didn't do that much research because I didn't know about those three.
they came
It's
they
fine.
came up in the direct. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, besides them, we have Keegan Michael Key, who will be playing Toad, which is an interesting choice.
Hey man, I
uh,
love Toad.
Toad's cool. He barely speaks in the game, so it's crazy to have someone who talks so much, and it's so
Yeah,
funny. So I
yeah,
can
it's gonna
only
be
imagine.
interesting.
Besides that, the other character that we have, which is I guess a little surprising for me, and it was the Bowser, who's being portrayed by Jack Black, no other, Kung Fu Panda.
Yes, yes, interesting. We'll get into our thoughts of that in a few, but yeah, very interesting choice.
After that would be I have a hard time remembering her name, but she's from Queen's Gambit.
Oh, Anya Taylor Joy.
That girl, she's really popular right now too. She's starring in a lot of stuff, and she's playing the voice of Princess Peach. Totally
Hmm.
okay with that, honestly. And I guess we should go down to the main two that everybody's
Hmm.
talking about on social media, and that is Charlie Day playing Luigi, and no other than Chris Pratt playing Mario,
Mario.
which is the probably the biggest complaint of a lot of people.
Yes. So I guess now we can sort of get into the expectations that we have, and I guess we're gonna start off with the cast because we're already talking about it. Um, so of course, as many people on the internet have shown their what do you say, disinterest or yeah. So to many people's disliking, we have Chris Pratt as Mario. Even though Chris Pratt has a pretty good record with voice acting, we have him obviously in probably his best voice acting role, which is with the Lego movies.
Yeah, totally.
Um, so it's interesting because we're gonna see him as this character who we've come to know, or the voice we've come to like memorize Mario's voice in our head. So we can't really. I think it's hard for us to picture someone like Chris Pratt pulling off Mario. Like, is he gonna go, just the way he regularly does voice acting, or is he gonna go with that sort of accent that they've given him?
Please no.
Yeah, it's. Is he gonna go with the voice that we've come to know and love? Um,
He wrote on his social media when this was announced that he will be working on his voice to do Mario justice. And I don't know what he meant by that because I don't want him to be like, hey, I'm going to put on an Italian accent when he's not Italian.
mm,
I I don't know what exactly he meant by that, but I feel like if he's going to be Mario, then he should do just his normal voice.
okay. That being said, obviously this is another part of the quote unquote cast, and it really is going to be doing cameos. Is Charles Martinet, who is the voice of Mario. And
Mm.
interestingly enough, is Charles Martinet Italian? I
He-
don't think so.
No, he's not. He's not Italian.
He's a white dude.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, I believe it's peculiar, right? That we sort of want, we sort of make these juxtapositions of like, oh, well, we don't want him to do an Italian accent, but I don't think Charles Martinet is actually Italian. So if he is, go ahead and correct me in the comments. But I assume that he's not. So it's interesting.
For some reason, this time I don't agree with Chris Pratt's Mario. I believe that he
Hmm.
should be changed, but I guess we'll see.
And that's another interesting point because we had, Shigeru Miyamoto himself, uh, present the cast. And so if these heads of Nintendo and the big minds behind Mario are okay with this, then because they have to have some control, they work
Yeah,
with
of
the
course.
studio, sure, but they have to have some control of what's going on, and if they don't agree with something, I think they make their voices heard. So interestingly enough, they okayed this cast.
It's definitely going to be a comedy. You could tell just by the cast.
Charlie Day as Luigi, I'm not too familiar with Charlie Day, so I know you're a big Luigi guy, so I know you're really gonna be paying attention to that.
I think Charlie Day, obviously, he's a comedian. He's in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's in The Horrible Bosses. But honestly, I know he's a comedian. Everyone here is a comedian, so he's probably going to be really funny. And something that sort of found out that is just like kind of interesting. It's like judging a book by its cover. Is his Charlie Day's father is Italian, so I guess that's if people want to complain about him being some white dude playing an Italian guy, his dad is Italian. So
Yeah. Well, that technically makes him Italian, so
yeah, his
fits
original last name is DiGiorno, Del Giorno.
the journal.
It
Okay.
wasn't Day. Yeah,
But yeah. Jack Black I think is an interesting choice. Very peculiar because we all know Jack Black from Kung Fu Panda. Uh, you know, obviously we know him from other works, of course, but in voice acting gigs, his biggest role is Poe.
Yeah,
So
and Shark
it's
Tale.
gonna be yeah. So it's gonna be very hard for me not to imagine Poe in Bowser's body. You know?
That's also saying that he'll use the same voice if he won't try something like more scary, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, we'll just have to see how that dynamic goes. So aside from the cast, putting that aside, what are your expectations for the movie itself, like animation wise and all that?
I think it's going to be very cartoony, but not bad. I think from the
Hmm.
animation the studio brings, they'll be able to bring the characters to life and make them look good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, with movies like Despicable Me and Sing under their belt, I feel like this is, you know, we won't have anything to complain about animation wise. I'm gonna go in with just the expectation of the animation. I'm not gonna go in thinking too much about the voices. I just want to see a good, crisp, you know, crisp animation. Um, the good right amount of comedy. Not too dark, of course, and yeah, just see how it goes.
I agree, and I will now try to focus on the cast. Um, I guess one of my biggest expectations for this is I do want it to succeed because I want to see them try to do more Nintendo movies like this, not just
Ag-
Mario.
Agreed, agreed. Will we be getting the Super Smash Bros. Movie with things like with things like Sonic out there and Mario and Pokemon?
With the
Will
Avengers theme song. Just fucking-
yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, everybody's sort of raving about that one, but we'll see. Um, yeah. So I think that basically covers what we had to say about this movie. There's not too much to talk about. It's not like we have a huge load of information or anything like that.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, yeah. I think we stated some interesting points there and what we feel about it, and hopefully our writers will chime in and tell us what they think.
Yeah, just let us know in the comment section below and give us your thoughts on the cast, maybe the production company, how you think it's gonna be. Let us also give us some ideas of new topics that we could talk about.
As always, thank you for taking a ride with us this week, and hopefully you'll join us next time here in
The
the
passenger
passenger
seat.
seat. True, true that, true that. All right, well, riders, thank you again for joining us in this ride in the passenger seat, and hopefully you'll join us next time. Oh, I said passenger
I'm
seat twice. Hold.
gonna put that
uh,
in the bloopers. That was funny.
thank you, thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed. Ugh, never.
You got this.
Uh, thanks. As always, thank you for joining us in the ride this week, and hopefully you'll join us next time here in
The passenger
the
seat.
passenger. You fucking froze. Fuck me. Fuck me. Three different takes, and then the take that I'm actually gonna get it right, you freeze. Of course.
That's funny.
Okay, one more time.
Go ahead.
Oh no. Okay, let's do this before you freeze again.